I decided to come out here and sit in the park so I can tell you guys something. Before I air the video on how me and my king met, I wanted to say this. My king and I are not perfect. Surprise, surprise. We're human. So we're going to have arguments and disagreements and all sort of things like that.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it hasn't been hard sometimes, two people coming together to be one is difficult, but when you love somebody, you got to make it work. You know what I mean?
But the key to that is making sure that you keep good communication, you keep the love, and you keep just treating each other as just keeping the respect for one another.
When you love somebody, you got to make it work. You know what I mean? And you got to do your best to put your spouse's feelings into everything that you do.
Nobody's job is more important than the other in a relationship. I believe that they work as one and the same. So I didn't know if I was going to even be able to get this vlog up and posted by Wednesday. Me and my king had a rough week.
Get on her nerves sometimes, and I know she gets on my nerves sometimes. But I wouldn't trade her for the world. I know that Erica was made for me. I love her, and that's how we rock and roll.
So now, the story of how my king and I met. Okay, you guys, I decided to come outside and sit and tell my story. This is the story on how me and my king met. October 4th, 2014. Picture it. That's my whole Golden Girls thing. Sicily, you know? Okay, so anyway, picture it. I'm in the house on a Saturday, roll out of bed, throw on a Hello Kitty hoodie, zip up hoodie, some skinny jeans, sneakers without socks. It was probably my Dotina's, the New Balance with all the colors. And I don't think I had a bra on. Put my aviator shades on. My hair was a big bush, one of them big curly bushes. And my girlfriend Dana was living with me at the time. And I had told her, hey, let's go to the grocery store. I think she needed to get some things. I needed to get some things. I was going to make tacos that night. So I didn't have any money to get on the bus. To be honest, before I met my king, I struggled. I really struggled. My close girlfriends could vouch for that. I struggled like you wouldn't imagine. That's another story for another time. But so I didn't have money for the bus. I had an allotted amount of money on my Smart Trip card to get me back and forth to work, and taking that $1.75, I think, away to go on a Saturday to the grocery store would have taken away a trip to work. So anyway, we decided to walk. So we walked to the grocery store, which wasn't really that far. So anyway, we get there, and we're shopping around and everything, and lo and behold, there's no avocados. I love avocados. There weren't any. So I walked over to the sour cream section. Lo and behold, there's no sour cream. So as I'm coming back over to tell my friend Dana, like, girl, they don't have nothing I need for these tacos in here. This gentleman is walking in. All of a sudden, you just smell this cologne. It smelled so amazing. It's like, damn, who is that? Like, who stepped in the building type smell. So he walks over because I'm complaining and fussing with my girlfriend, and he comes in, and he has on a blue t-shirt, and it had some like a colored art on the front of it. I think I'm thinking, I could be wrong. He had on some jeans. He had a afro. It was kind of like a bush, and he was a big dude, big heavy set dude. And he walked in, and he says, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, you guys don't have any. No, I said, they don't even have avocados in here like that. I didn't know he worked there. So he says, yes, we do. He must work here. No, you don't. So he says, yes, we do. He walks over to the bin. There's no avocados. He comes back and says, oh, we don't. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I just said that. So then I say, there's no sour cream either. He says, now that I know we have. Wait right here. So he walks past, goes to the back of the room. So there's an older lady in there, and she's like, he smells good. Oh my God, he smells amazing. Who is that? We don't know. Girls, y'all better get on him. He's a nice smelling man, you know. And I'm like, no, not me. Her, pointing at my friend Dana. And she's like, no, you. You know, me and Dana like back and forth, like, who's gonna get him? And I'm just like, nah. So he comes back with like showing his muscles. He comes back with like 2 stacks of sour cream on the cream. Walks over to me. He's like, here. I'm like, damn nigga, I didn't need 2 big stacks of sour cream. Like, you could have just brought out 2 or 4 of the individuals. So I take 1 off the top. He says, I went back there to get all this. You only gonna take 1? So I take 2. So I say, they warm. You know, still complaining. He's like, no, they're not. He puts 1 of the sour creams on my cheek. And I'm like, oh, they are cool. So he goes to the back to put them back. I'm talking to my girlfriend Dana. We're continuing shopping. As we're continuing shopping, I see him walk past. And he says, save me a taco. And I, in turn, I don't usually do stuff like this. Like, I'm a flirt. And, but to be outright saying what I just said is like something I would have had to have some drinks and been at the party to have said, not just off the sober tip. So I was like, you don't need my number for that. And then I turn around. And then my girlfriend Dana says, girl, he's coming back. And I'm like, he's coming back? No, he's not. She said, he's coming back. And then I turn around and he's like dead standing right there in my face. And he says, what did you say? Because he was looking so cute. Oh my God. So my girlfriend Dana walks up to him and starts sniffing him. Like, girl, I'm telling y'all, she's sniffing like all up here. Dana, if you're watching, man, you know, she was sniffing all up in him and stuff, and I'm standing off to the side. And so he looks at me and he's like, what you say? And I was like, you gonna need my number for that? And so he was like, oh, okay, and took his phone out. So I gave him my number, and we continued shopping, and he texts me. And wait, let me see, did he text me or did he call me? Did he text me or did he call me? I can't remember, people. I'm so sorry. I think he texted me. No, I think he called. And I was like, oh my God, he's calling me. He called. And then I answered the phone or whatever, and I can't remember what we said. It's so sad. I really can't remember what was said. But that's how we met. Me and him spoke later on that day, or something. He asked me, or he texted me something about my tacos. And I think I sent him a picture of the tacos, and he in turn sent me a picture of what he cooked. That's how I met my king. And him and I, we talked every day since. We kind of differ on that. He says that there was a spurt where we didn't, but I really can't remember that. I know that we talked or text, mostly text, every day since then.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys the real. I'm not sure what Erica's talking about, but this is how me and her met. I wonder if she even remembers the day. Nah, I know she remembers the day. But it was October the 4th, 2014. She was in one of my grocery stores. For those of you all who might not know, I was the district manager for Save a Lot food stores. And make a long story short, because I know we don't have much time together, because I know
Really,
her story is
Shannon?
probably about
Really?
50 minutes. But anyhow, she was in store 544, which is the District Heights store. And before I met her, I was in my new location, which was Temple Hills. It was a Saturday mid-morning, maybe a little after 10:30, when I headed toward that store. I wasn't really supposed to be going to that store because I was trying to take care of some other stuff for my mom that day. But as fate would have it, I ended up going to that store in District Heights so that I wouldn't have to go back there, so early in the week. So I arrive at my store, and everything I do, I look at it from the customer's perspective. So I walk into the store. I see a couple of young ladies in the first aisle. Erica was in the first aisle. So as I come in, the store manager sees me. He comes and meets me, I guess, to kind of like, you know, walk with me so I won't walk to the bad areas. But I'm going to walk to the bad areas because I used to do that trick when I was a store manager, right? But anyway, we get to where Erica is. Erica and one of her girlfriends. And it's like right by the produce section. And she says, "This store doesn't have any avocados." Now, mind you, she doesn't know who I am. I don't have on a uniform. It's a Saturday, and I am just, I got on jeans. I have on an aqua blue shirt, and I have on foam posits. So I'm not, of course, dressed like a typical district manager. But I'm the district manager, and I look and I say, "Wow!" I look at the store manager. I say, "Where the avocados at?" And he's like, "Well, let me go see if we have any in the back." This particular store, they weren't a big avocado selling store. We still wanted to carry it as an offering because of our Healthy Store initiative that we were partnered with the White House in. And as another side note, I did have the opportunity to meet Michelle Obama in 2011. And I was on Good Morning America, and Erica stalked me
Again,
on there
really,
also
Shannon?
once we
Really?
started talking. But anyway, back to the original story. So we didn't have avocados. Store manager went to the back, and I'm like, he's taking all day. So I go back there. I'm like, "Ma'am, I'll be right back and go see about the avocados." I go back there. To my dismay, we don't have avocados. I'm like, "Okay, I got to go back out here and tell this lady we don't have avocados." So I go back out and I say, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but we don't have any avocados." I think I probably might have been as slick to like say, "Well, I'll
No,
go get you some from
that's
another
not what
location
you
if you'd
said.
like," but I can't quite remember. That's, one of my old player lines or whatever. But I didn't do that, of course. But anyway, so we didn't have avocados. So she keeps going, and I forgot to say what she had on. So she did. She wasn't like dressed like E. You know what I mean? She wasn't like. It was a Saturday mid morning, so she had
Jeans.
on
I had
some
on blue
regular sweats,
jeans.
a shirt, and some shades. Didn't have a bra on. You know, which was fine. I mean, I'm not a person who judges, but I was looking at them boobs though. But she wasn't like dressed to go out like beyond the grocery store, I would suppose. But anyhow, and she had on the Michael Jackson shades. So I go ahead and do my thing. She's still shopping. She gets over to the produce. I mean, I'm sorry, to the dairy case, and by that time, I'm coming back out of the warehouse from looking at the rest of the, doing a store visit with my store manager. And she's like, "You guys don't have any sour cream." I'm like, "We have sour cream." So I go look. There's no sour cream on the shelf. Went in the back. Sour cream comes in a case of six, and we had some. She, when I brought her back out to the floor, she picked it up, and she said, "This sour cream is warm." So I picked it up, and I felt the bottom of it, and I said, "It's not warm." She said, "Yes, it is." So I put it up against her face so she could feel the chill, and she said, "Oh, okay." So anyway, I was gonna give her the whole case of sour cream. She said, "I don't need that much," so she might have took one or two. I go put the rest of it on the shelf that she didn't get. And then she goes do her shopping. I go back to the back to get some more, it was like two more cases of sour cream that I go get to put on the shelf while I'm there. I'm a good boss. I'm not a dictator, right? But go get it. I come back out. So I look down the first aisle. I'm looking to see which way she went. So at this point in my mind, I'm trying to figure out how do I get the how do I get my number into her hands? So I was looking around the store on my way around to see if like any guys was with her, right? And because I don't, I don't want to disrespect no other brother like that. But anyway, realized there wasn't nobody else with her other than her friend. So I go down the very first aisle and I like make a loop around because I got to go out to my car and I was going to get my business card. And so on my way out, when I passed passed by the third aisle where they were like in the middle of the aisle, I said, don't forget to save me a taco. And so, I keep walking. It's not like I stop and say it, but I say it in passing. So as I keep walking, she says, well, you got to have my number for that. So I don't know if y'all know me, but that was like the opening. Okay. That was the opening to say, come on and get my number. So I didn't even have to go to the car. So what I did was I walked backwards. You know what I mean? I slid backwards. I was like, what you say? Like she was talking trash. She was like, you gotta have my number. I was like, oh yeah, okay. Her girlfriend she was with was like, he's coming. And, I don't know what else they said. She probably will tell you that part on her side. But I was coming. Like, I'm not gonna not come. Like you just challenged me. Like, really? Like, you can't challenge the last Don. So anyway, I get up to her and I get up and where they are, and her girlfriend comes up to me and she's like sniffing me. I'm like, girl, can you come over here and can your girlfriend like go where you are? Cause I want you to be sniffing me like this. You know what I mean? I want you to be up on me. You feel me? But anyway, she gave me her number. I leave out the store. I get in my car. Before I get out the parking lot, I text her. I'm like, hey man, make sure you keep in touch. I didn't think she gave me a real number or whatever. You know what I mean? She texted me back and she was like, oh, I will. You make sure you keep in touch or something, she said. Some small shit. You know how she is. She's smart. Anyway, for the next month, we text. We didn't really talk on the phone until like November. But for the next month, we text. She said she had three categories of friends: people that she texts, people that she talked to, and people that she hang out with. So I just figured, those next couple of weeks, I was like, well, I must be one of the guys that she just texts or whatever, because, you know, I ain't getting no phone time. We ain't going out or whatever. She kept saying she wanted to save up for a car. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, I got two, three cars, whatever I had at the time. I'm like, you don't need a car. But whatever. She wanted to be Miss Independent, so God bless her. But anyway, that night she made her tacos. She sent me a picture of it. I can't remember what I cooked that night for myself, but of course I was at home just chilling. You know what I mean? Lonely, knowing that I had met my future wife, and it was a really really good day. And like that was the beginning of our relationship. That was when we met, and it was a special time for me. You know what I mean? A really special time for me and the future Mrs. King. Like I knew that day, like if she just gave me the opportunity to, you know what I mean, spend time with her, talk to her and all that good stuff, then it would be, a great relationship. It's been nice talking to you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Okay, you guys, and that's the story of how me and my king met. If you want to find out about our first date, then get this video 100 views on this video, and I'll come back, or will come back, and tell you the story on how our first date went. Don't forget, subscribe, please share the video, like the video, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on everything that's happening in life as a king. And don't forget, leave a comment. If there's anything that you want to know, leave it in the comment section, and I'll see about making that a video.